Welcome to the MC Motorsports SimStock iRacing series. Tonight we got 2 races of action-packed racing lined up for everyone here tonight. We got street stocks at the Auto Club Speedway, followed by mini stocks at the legendary Charlotte Motor Speedway. 2008 version all will be ran in the afternoon hours. And one interesting thing about tonight is that there are no paints on these schemes because trading paints is down. Trading paints is down, so we'll be, looks like, left with the ugly today. And these just base generic paint schemes. We'll try to get it up and working throughout, but as for now, it is just not working here. So we will see what the deal is. Says pretty much what it has been all day long. Yep. Trade pace down for everyone. We'll have to let the racers know. Session is up if you'd like to join on in here tonight at the Auto Club Speedway. Let's see who we got. We got Tony Deakins making his debut with the number 77. Well, tonight all the numbers will actually line up with the overlays, which is going to be something we really see. Here's Patrick Connell in the number 10. Got Justin Wallace in the number 88. Tanner Tager in the number 2. Aaron Thompson in the 19. J.D. Stockwell in number 13. Yeah, these guys both seemingly race in real life. Could be buddies. David Levine in the 59. Here's a pack of cars. Brandon Webb. Wyatt Blair is back. George Karafides and Keith Ingram. Keith Ingram not going to be able to run his McDonald's paint tonight. Pretty cursed looking paints out here. Here's Matt Reek in the 82. He's back. But because of those paint schemes, problems with trading paints, it's going to be a real interesting race to watch in terms of paint schemes. Patrick Connell missed all last week, making his return to the SimStock series here in the number 10 machine. Tony Deakins. Let's see who else we got. Who else is in the session but not on the racetrack right now? Let's take a look. Saying we got 15 entries, a solid amount here for Auto Club Speedway. Joseph Bobeck, Cole Trudeau, Daryl Wright, a couple other names. But it's majority guys who we've never seen before. Guys making their debuts here in SimStock. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Yeah, Aaron Thompson, 5,000 I rating in the 19 car. This could be an interesting favorite to win this race, along with J.D. Stockwell from Bernardston, Massachusetts. The Massachusetts Missile, they call him. Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, I believe that is there for Aaron Thompson. So there's definitely some qualified racers here that are making their debut. But some good pack racing on the racetrack right now. I will be right back. We'll let this sit and we can watch the action unfold. We're back here, Wyatt Blair. This is going to be an interesting race. You see George Carafides in the 8 car on the apron. Car's able to go down there. This is a wide racetrack. Very similar to Michigan. Very similar to Michigan. Number 12 spinning around. That's Webb in the number 12 car. There's J.D. Stockwell back out with Aaron Thompson. Dale Wright, new scheme in the 17. Tanner Taylor, Cody Deakins. Tony Deakins. 5 minutes left in practice for these guys. Gonna be an interesting one to see. There's Joseph Bobeck in the 24. First time we see him on the racetrack. Yeah, Trading Paints actually was working earlier for a brief moment. It was down all day, but it worked for me. But it looks like it's back down, unless, you know, probably will be down for the whole stream, unfortunately, so. With those perspectives, it's going to be an odd-looking night. Hard crash for Keith Ingram. Let's take a look. This was hard. Oh, wow, that was kind of interesting looking. Really destroyed that. That looked really realistic, like unusually realistic for iRacing. I don't know. Tanner Tager looking to get his first win. He's done all the recent SimStock races. We're in Webb in the 12. Matt Reek in the 82. Came so close to winning Friday night at Atlanta. Old Atlanta, that is. His car just didn't have what it took. He had too much damage. All of a sudden, the car just fell like a rock at the end on the last lap. And Luke Underwood was able to win. Underdog victory for Luke Underwood that night. Let's see who else we got in. How many people we got in now? Wow. 20 people now in here. Brandon Steele joins in. Brian Cross, Chase Modzalewski, Corey Williams, and Landon Slagan making his debut. So we got quite the field, and it just makes it just a little bit more disappointing, the fact that we're not able to get the schemes. It's going to be an interesting looking field tonight. Such a wide racetrack, and actually what's interesting, what makes Auto Club more interesting is the fact that iRacing has their own setup for the street stocks here. So this is not running the Charlotte setup like we usually would do. And we got to try it. We've been running Charlotte at Michigan. This would make more sense though to run it for a Michigan setup. So we'll be using this from now on at Michigan as well, which we're going to try sometime. Joseph Bobeck on the racetrack. Tony Deakins in the 77. 20 cars in the session. Here's Chase Modzalewski in the 48 car. Brandon Steele in the 21. Aaron Thompson and J.D. Stockwell continue to work together all practice long. But it's Keith Ingram who's fastest on the charts right now. Matt Reek around. 30 seconds left in practice until we get to qualifying. After this, we'll have free content, free track for Auto Club, a paid track. We'll have free old Charlotte, 2008 Charlotte with the mini stocks. Usually we run street stock nights and then mini stock nights on Fridays, but tonight we're mixing it up, and we'll mix it up Friday as well. Patrick Connell, a little bit rusty. Hasn't raced in a long time. And there he goes, up and over. Rare to see street stocks flip over, though. That's one thing we've seen only one time in the entire all our races. One time we've seen him go upside down. And that was Tanner Tager a week ago on the last lap at Atlanta. Bring the overlays back up. It's going to be time for qualifications here from the Auto Club Speedway. 5 minutes of qualifying. These drivers will get 2 laps. Tanner Tager, the first to get out on the racetrack. In the purple and green, number 2. Patrick Connell following. George Karafides, Chase Motzalewski, Aaron Thompson, Keith Ingram, Brandon Webb, David Levine in the pits. We got Tony Deakins in the 77. Justin Wallace in the 88. So a handful of drivers out on the racetrack. Keith Ingram. Here's Landon Slagan. Making his SimStock debut, but a well-known name. So it is going to be interesting to see how this goes. Aaron Thompson, one of the favorites to win already, despite a name we've never heard of, and debuting driver in SimStock just due to his A-Class 4.5 license and 5,500 I rated. Good enough for him to be a favorite. But people are still able to join here as we qualify. We got one new racer in. That would be Matt Everett, a brand new driver who's registered for the session. So good to see that. 21 cars ready to go in this field. Man, Keith Ingram's scheme already looks pretty much. We got a couple schemes that really look like normal schemes you would run. And this one is pretty similar to Ingram's normal number. Here's Cole Trudeau and another cursed iRACING base design. I actually made him a scheme for it tonight. That will not be ran, unfortunately. But Cole Trudeau with the 47. Red and black Exalta machine. Landon Slagan, Lionel Racing, number 91. No manufacturers on these cars because that's the only way you get manufacturers is with Trading Paints Pro on these cars. So you won't be seeing just the base manufacturer that looks like tonight. Casino, Eagle, Panther. Here's the Casino Street Stock. Here's the Panther Street Stock. See if we can get an Eagle. Here's Cole's Eagle Street Stock. 3 different bases. 3 different bodies. Here's Matt Everett in the 23. Some guys do register and run base schemes anyway. Brandon Steele in the 21. Tony Deacon still stopped in the pits in the 77. Here's Wyatt Blair in the 4. George Karafides in the 8. Top of the chart goes Chase Motzalewski here in the 48 car. New Jersey native Patrick Connell ends up 4th, a 10th off the pole. And by the way, you see that green cone right there. Try to position ourselves on it. This green cone right here. It's going to be interesting to watch because you do have this apron right here. Drivers are able to make passes and cut along, but if you hit this green cone, I'm pretty sure you get black flag because technically you're entering the pits then, which is still right here because pits end right here at this cone. So we will allow it, but we're going to have to be on top of clearing black flags for that one. So, and breaking news, as you see in our control panel, Aaron Thompson is disconnected from the session. So just like that, the favorite of the race is out. So very interesting right there. He qualified 12th and then called it quits. Let's see who else we got here. Cole Trudeau in the 47 jumps up to 6th on the board, 500s off. Here's Matt Everett in the 23. 30 laps tonight at Auto Club. 52nd lap, so wow. This is going to be a longer race than we were anticipating. Pretty lengthy race. We're talking about the lap times of Daytona in a NASCAR car, and usually preferred length for those is 25 laps. But what I do like about this, the numbers line up with the overlays. As you can see here, the number 8, it says number 8 on the screen. It's rare because Trading Paints Pro schemes are different. Here's Tony Deakins on the racetrack, and the number 77 is going to slide in 14th place. Brian Cross, a new scheme here, the new number, the 78 car, going to be 14th on the boards. Brandon Steele jumps up to 2nd on the charts. See Brian Cross, so I don't think he's going to be able to set another lap here. So we're qualifying should be winding down here. Wyatt Blair, he's going to be able to get a lap in though, and he's going to start 9th. Barely able to get a lap in before the checkers wave over the session. And the final count today for cars that will be starting this race, got a handful of them. Looks like 20 cars will be in this race, about the usual field size for a SimStock race. It's Chase Modzalewski, who once again will start from the pole. Got Tanner Tager starting 3rd, 5th for Keith Ingram. And let's start talking to some of these drivers. Explain the rules and stuff like that. Here we go. Alright, fellas. Well, unfortunately, Trading Paints is down right now for everyone. It seems like maybe a couple guys have it, but with that, the stream will not be showing your beautiful Trading Paint Pro schemes, so we're just sticking with the cursed iRACING base schemes tonight, it looks like. But with that being said, we got SimStock race tonight. After this, we will be going to mini stocks at Legacy Charlotte. Free entry, no password, race that as well. So enjoy this one. We got a lot of new racers making their SimStock debuts. This race is live on the MC Motorsports YouTube channel. You can watch back on the broadcast once it's over. It's live right now. Tune in, listen to the commentary as well. If you would like that, it will be a little delayed. But basically, lap race clean and respectfully. Any beef you might get, you will get banned from the session. If you do retaliate and cause a big wreck, just causing wrecks in general can also give you a penalty, just like the tail end of the field. We will clear black flags if you have the outside. We will clear those black flags at the restart. Lead lap cars stay on the bottom of the racetrack. No jump in the start, no getting a head start on the start unless there's a big stack up in front of you. We will instantly disqualify if you get a head start. Control car must launch in the restart zone, and you are able to pass on the apron on the front straightaway, really anywhere on the track, but that could obviously cause a wreck, which would be a penalty. But on the front stretch, but there is a green cone at the end of the front straightaway. So if you hit that, I'm pretty sure they'll give you a black flag. We will clear those black flags. Me and my avid Patrick Connell will be clearing those black flags. So Patrick be on top of that. And if we forget, then that's just the risk you have if you end up hitting that green cone, because sometimes we might forget to clear black flags for until you get disqualified. It's a possibility. We'll try to clear those flags as they come. So just have fun race clean. We got mini stocks at Legacy Charlotte coming up after this. Remember, live on YouTube, MC Motorsports. Follow the rules. You can join our Discord also in the YouTube stream description. Good luck. All right, with that, we're ready for 30 laps of racing action. Chase Modzalewski on the pole with Brandon Steele on the outside. Auto Club Speedway, for the first time in SimStock history, a classic iRacing car track combo. Ready for the racing action with our new SimStock jingle right there. Ready to get underway. Chase Modzalewski in the 48 car. Brandon Steele in the 21. We're going to head to the restart zone to kick this one off. Chase Modzalewski in the all black. Number 48. Going to bring him to the green flag. Stacking it up on the outside, already in the back. Already, Joseph back in trouble. Tony Deakins around up the front end of J.D. Stockwell. Already got him wrecking. Yeah, the whole outside really stacked up right there. It caused early problems at the mid portions of the field. Tanner Tager with a big lead into turn one, making the outside work all by himself. It's going to be interesting what lanes work. Can we run 3 wide here consistently? Tanner Tager all the way to the outside, dropping back. Brandon Steele going to put it through the middle in the number 21 car. Down the backstretch they go. All 20 cars in the field. Looks like 22 or so. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez registered at the last second for GoldenEye Express Racing Team. So we'll see if he's able to progress through the field, starting dead last. But it is Chase Modzalewski who's looking to lead the first lap. Here goes Keith Ingram to the inside on the apron. Side by side on the apron they go. And the first lap going to be led by Keith Ingram, who has the most laps led in SimStock history. The only driver who's led over 100 laps. Back up the racetrack they go. We got a couple cars. You know, potentially we see Daryl Wright, Matt Reek. Daryl Wright, believe a crash in the back. Matt Reek, Daryl Wright around. Daryl Wright in the pits. Oh, there's big damage off the front end of the 17 car. But that was way in the back. We stay green. Look at this. 3-wide racing action all the way through the field. An Auto Club, we talked about a classic iRacing combo, meaning that they have setups, base setups for these cars at this racetrack. And this runs in the next level street stock series in iRacing. David Levine in the 59 making his debut. Here comes Patrick Connell on the inside in number 10. Where do you go? 3-wide, tight racing action all the way through. Keith Ingram leading all 2 laps so far. Guys are going to have to come back on the racetrack right before that green cone. They try to clear the black flags, but might forget, as we said, Justin Wallace, Bake Johnson Racing Team, and the 88 through the middle. Justin Wallace had some beef last race with some of the light and fast eSport drivers, Caden Gould, Michael Good, but none of them are in the race, so no problem for him, but they're expected to be in the second one. How about this? Great 3-wide racing. Oh, contact is made. Brandon Steele in the 21 car. Way up the racetrack. It's going to pretty much eliminate that third lane. David Levine off the front end of Patrick Connell. Forced to the outside. And the question is, Chase Modzalewski now push that 59? You got Patrick Connell here, the number 10. Hasn't raced in a long time. He's got nothing to lose there in that number 10 machine on Keith Ingram. And look at this. He's going to go to the inside of him. Nearly turns the 01 of Keith Ingram around. The first driver to kind of pass in that green cone area. Considered the danger zone. Daryl Wright is back on the racetrack. Good to see him not leave right away. Takes his one fast repair. And look at this. Great racing down the back straightaway. David Levine on the outside. You got Tanner Tager pushing aggressively behind him. This is some of the best racing we've seen. Look at 4-wide. It's landed Slagan on the outside. 4-wide. Problem is our cameras kind of have a tough time covering all the action in one frame. Oh! Keith Ingram and Patrick Connell in the grass and sideways. Justin Wallace, they're going to be 4-wide. The question is, do they know they're 4-wide? Patrick Connell through the grass, going to lose numerous positions. Oh, and around goes the 88. Justin Wallace off the front end of the number 10 machine. Justin Wallace in the 88. Oh, we got another spinner. Cole Trudeau, I believe. Oh, right back into the 23 car of, that's Everett's. Let's see if it's good enough to keep it green. It is. We stay green on the racetrack. Still got a pack of cars. Cole Trudeau gonna have to. He's gonna have to tow that one. That right there is maybe not. Looks like he's still on the racetrack, but looked like terminal damage for Everett. Yep, he's in the pits. So a big wreck on the back, but it's only 3 cars all the way in the back. We still have a good pack of cars here. So we keep the race green. But every wreck that happens in the back like that increases the likelihood of a caution coming out for smaller wrecks up front. That's kind of how it goes here. Chase Modzalewski there in the number 48 car. Keith Ingram in the 01 pushed up. Teammates from Backmarker Motorsports. Landon Slagan, Asphalt Media, made tons of Asphalt Media starts. See some debris on the racetrack. Ran over there. Looks like we're going to be able to keep it green while we wait that to get cleaned off. Chase Modzalewski through turns 2. Takes the lead back. He was able to find himself back to the inside. How about David Cross in the 78 making his way through the field? Brian Webb in the number 12 also on the outside. Some new names continuing to join. Wow, this is great racing though. 4-wide consistently. 3-wide lanes able to hold. Brandon Steele looking through the middle in the number 21. David Cross up the block. Tanner Tager way on the outside. Cole Trudeau makes his way to the pits. Oh, and Keith Ingram tries to cut his way down low. It's going to be a good block by Chase Modzalewski though. Oh, and through the middle goes Joseph Bobeck in the 24 car. Brandon Steele able to block that in time before problems happen. And see, these guys got to let him back with the racetrack debris still there. Not cleaned up just yet. Chase Modzalewski, Keith Ingram teammates right there. Otherwise, random lineups. You got Wyatt Blair from Wyatt Blair Racing. Not sure who else is on its team. I don't think anyone in this race else on his team. But down the backstretch they go. This is kind of what we mean by our camera angles. Not really being able to cover kind of our overlays, kind of hide that outside groove. Look at this, great 3-wide racing. The question is, what lane is the most dominant exiting the corner. It seems like so far the inside lane has been the best one. It doesn't seem like runs are able to go. Look at this, Tanner Taker to the inside of Keith Ingram. Oh, a door-baiting contact made between the 21 and the 01 of Keith Ingram. Chase Mazalewski going to lead this lap with Tanner Taker pushing. A great move by Tanner Taker to just cut it right down low. Another 4 wide here, going to be entering the corner. Chase Mazalewski up front with the lead. Matt Everett's in the 23, the lap car on the apron. 2 laps down, going to need a caution to get some laps back. This is some incredible racing. This is by far some of the best racing we've seen in SimStock. Just 3 wide lap after lap. This could be a staple car track combo for good racing. Next time we do it, hopefully the paints are loaded in on these cars. Making their way through the corners. Back here, Chase Mazalewski. David Levine was just up front. He's all the way at the tail end of this pack now. Shows how quickly things can change. But what a pack of cars. It's a pack of 13 cars, all tightly compacted together. Keith Ingram, aggressive shoves from Joseph Bobeck in the 24. Oh, contact. George Carafides back here in the number 8 car. Oh, trouble with the production. Kind of hard to get good angles entering turn 1. Is really iRacing doesn't really give us good choices. Meanwhile, up front, aggressive racing. Chase Mazalewski in the 48 car. Pushing and shoving. 22 laps to go, making their way through the third of this race. This might be the longest SimStock race. We didn't realize that laps took 50 seconds here. Landon Slagan to the outside, making it 4 wide. He's going to have David Levine pushing. And look at Tanner Taker on the inside. Going to be looking for the lead on the inside apron. But not going to make it work. Thinks better of it. Going to need a big run and some pushing to help get there. And Keith Ingram, does he lead this lap on the outside? He does. Keith Ingram. Looks like the outside that time. Once pushing and shoving came, was able to get a good run. All 3 camera angles that we have are the same entering that corner. Here's Cole Trudeau. We're going to get some lap traffic in front of this big pack. Oh, you see Brian Webb and Brandon Seal. Contact the 12. Going to spin in front of the field. And the number 4 of Wyatt Blair is going to take hard contact with the inside wall. There he goes. The number 4 of Wyatt Blair going to be involved. And that's going to bring out our first caution of the race. Wyatt Blair taking a spin. We've had incidents all throughout the race. So this 3-car wreck is going to be another caution. Here's the 43 of Corey Williams, a scheme we haven't really been seeing much in this race. But it's Wyatt Blair who will bring out the first caution of the race. Here's what happened here. Let's take a look. The number 12 gets loose and into the 21, and he spins down the racetrack right into the 4, and Patrick Connell, nowhere to go. Also going to suffer some front-end damage. And watch this. Wyatt Blair able to spin that car around to avoid significant front contact. He's going to slam the rear multiple times and even make additional contact with the barrels right there, the tires. So for Wyatt Blair, it's going to be a caution flag. Looks like caused primarily by Brian Webb, but tight racing all throughout. And it'll be a full-length caution potentially here. See Corey Williams. Big front-end damage off his car. Matt Everett's. Saw him. Let's take a look in the meantime while we have the opportunity to see what happened to some of these cars. I don't know what happened here. I mean, oh, Cole Trudeau. Yeah, that's what happened. Cole Trudeau either got turned by someone. Oh, right here you see the number 10 get into the 88. Cole Trudeau up the racetrack into the 12. And then back down. It gets turned by his teammate George Carafides. It takes vicious contact back up the racetrack. It gets just destroyed by Matt Everett's. It's hard contact right there. And there were other cars that were wrecking. Tony Deakins was around on the first lap. And Darrell Wright suffered some contact as well on the first lap of the race. Potentially with the 43 car. Oh, it was 3 cars battling back here for dead last. Matt Reek. Oh, right there. Contact. Does he overcorrect it? He does. Oh, saves the first overcorrection. Matt Reek hits him once again, and this is going to be hard. Oh, man, just hard contact with the outside wall. Matt Reek taking a spin right there as well in the 82. And the 17 of Darrell Wright. And that wasn't the end of the problems. Look at the stack up on the outside here. J.D. Stockwell ends up turning the 77 around from that. So it was just action all throughout. And now a handful of cars on the pits, whether it be for repairs or tires. Not really sure if tire wear is going to really matter too much here. But either way, cars like Cole Trudeau will be able to get back on the lead lap. But it's Keith Ingram who has scored your race leader. Patrick Connell still with that right front damage. We'll have to see if that really affects that car. Yeah, you got Keith Ingram here in the 01 machine. We'll get the 1 to green this time by, but Keith Ingram, 2 career wins, been on a roll recently, leading tons of laps, and continues that trend today. Got Michael Good, I believe, in the chat, saying some comments here in the chat. Peaked out here at 17 viewers, so we always, each night, seem to bring in 15 to 20 viewers, so we appreciate everyone who tunes in to the races. But with a wide track like this, it's going to present opportunities like what we've been seeing for a lot of single car wrecks. And see a couple guys back here potentially confused. We got the 23 of Matt Everett's. Give some of these confused fellas a opportunities to get some laps back here. Some guys might not be aware you're able to just get laps back. So we'll see if everyone is able to realize or know. Chase Modzalewski ended up hitting the 48 car. What happened? And we don't see Chase Modzalewski anywhere. Oh, he's blended in with my scheme. A couple cars getting their way back. Looks like Corey Williams, Darryl Wright, not familiar with getting laps back. So those fellas, looks like we'll just have to ride this one out until the next caution flag. But as you can see, the pack, a lot less cars in the main pack, with a couple of them trying to catch up. But there's simply no time to wait. We got Keith Ingram who's going to bring him into the restart zone. Coming to the green flag with Tanner Tager on the outside in the number 2. The green flag going to be underway. Green flag back in the air. Keith Ingram gets the good launch off the restart. And Chase Modzalewski 50 seconds off the pace, so I don't know what happened to him, but it seemed like he was leading the race and whatnot, so we don't really know. But here's, I believe, is it David or Brian Cross? Now we've got it wrong. We called him David Cross earlier. It's Brian Cross in the 78, and J.D. Stockwell in the 13. Races in real life. They call him the Massachusetts Missile in the 13 car. Now he's making his charge to the field after a deep start in the pack. Aggressive shoving on the inside. You see Brandon Steele potentially. He is to the inside of the number 2. It's not going to go well. He's able to slot right back into a small little hole that's given right in the grooves of the racetrack. Brian Cross got the 13 of J.D. Stockwell all over him back there. Got a car around in the back. It's Cole Trudeau, who has spun around or has contact. Yeah, it looks like some contact back there. He has not spun, but he's losing significant time off the field. A tough race for Cole Trudeau. Keith Ingram, oh, contact, Tanner Tager and J.D. Stockwell. Oh, the number 13 gonna go around hard in the wall. The field scatters to avoid J.D. Stockwell. Oh, and Cole Trudeau, nowhere to go. Cole Trudeau's race gonna come to a halt. Already used a fast spare, took big contact, surprisingly. Really not a whole lot of damage on the front of that 47 for vicious impact. Like that right there, J.D. Stockwell, I think some intentional wrecking right there. He got sideways, yeah, but I think the car was definitely well stabled at that point. Not even letting me remove from the session, oddly enough. But it's going to bring on another caution flag. Let's see what happened here. So right here, you'll see J.D. Stockwell. He gets into the number 2 of Tanner Tager. And he's sideways and then overcorrects it. And Brian Cross, oh, man. That's some hard contact up in the air. Everyone able to survive until, I believe, someone comes down right in front of Cole Trudeau. It's the 13 car. And Cole Trudeau, not even that hard of it looked hard. It should have been race ending, but the car is able to survive. Let's go on inside his car. That's definitely not a sound you like to hear. Cole Trudeau probably going to have significant engine damage. And that machine does some burnouts there, probably out of frustration. I want to go on inside of this car right here. inside of the 13. Watch his wheel here. He's going to get into Tanner Tager. And he just turns it right on the field. And that's going to be a permanent ban from SimStock right there. That's just clear as day. Clear as day, intentional wrecking right there. Easily had that car saved and just turned right on the field. Obviously, manipulation over correction, it's called. Some drivers do it, try to make it seem like they're loose and actually overcorrecting, but in that case, clearly the car was stable, and he just turned it right. So let's see what the field looks like at this point. See where the 23 of Matt Everett's at. Give another wave around here. Seems like he's unfamiliar with the rules and policies. Darrell Wright, Corey Williams, they're back on the lead lap, so some guys getting some laps back right there. Let everyone catch up. There's Brandon Steele in the pits for more tires. And Cole Trudeau in the number 47 car. Not sure if he's pitting for repairs or what's going on, but probably. But unfortunately for Cole Trudeau, it has been a tough race for him. Tony Deakins as well with more damage. I think probably from lap 1 wreck still. I don't think he's taking a fast yet. Matt Rica's had a tough race. He's been stuck 17th in the pits. Meanwhile, Matt Everett's getting his laps back. He's now back on the lead lap. That is Matt Everson. It looks like Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez never started the race. He connected, but looks like never was able to really make it in. Got Patrick Connell in the 4 with some beef here potentially. That's the 4 of Wyatt Blair. See if we can get to the bottom of this. Replay right here. When it gets into Patrick Connell. Patrick Connell doesn't appreciate that. So we'll see how that transpires. Obviously, if anyone turns someone, collects other cars, so instant disqualification. How about Landon Slagan in position? Keith Ingram, the best SimStock driver here statistically, in position once again. The question is, can he hang on? He's got a whole field behind him of cars. Really, a lot of underdog cars behind him here. Drivers making their debuts, new names. But you see Cole Trudeau on the racetrack. Tony Deakins getting laps back on the inside. We'll see if he has enough time to catch up. Cole Trudeau, he's now going to be 1 lap down, so Cole is going to have to hope for another caution. But look at that car. That car looks like there was no damage or contact ever done to it. So when you listen into it, it sounds perfectly fine. So I don't really know what's going on with that, but see Brian Cross, he took a fast repair in the 78. He's back on the racetrack. He had a fast car, making his way all the way deep in the field. Caught himself all the way up to the front before going airborne there. Remember, only one flip in SimStock history with the street stock cars. We've had flips every race with the mini stock. Had 3 cars upside down and 1 wreck before. But Keith Ingram here is going to bring him to the restart zone for what will be a 12-lap shootout. And that number 01 machine, our next SimStock race will be Thursday night. We're looking to go to Street Stock, Texas, but we're not 100% sure about that, but that's looking to be our leading combo for a one-night feature there. Keith Ingram through the restart zone as they bring him in. Green flag back in the air. Keith Ingram in the 01 gets a good launch over David Levine in the 59. He's got Landon Slagan, who might even be able to clear the 59. Does Slagan make a move already? Slagan's been making some pretty good moves all throughout the race, and he is going to go to the outside of the 01. Sees it as the only opportunity to get past that 01 machine. But the question is, does anyone go with him? And the answer is no. David Levine gets loose in the 59. Sideways in the 59 machine. Joseph Bobek in the 24. Right there with him. Yeah, Slagan wishes he got some help. He's like, come on, guys. We got to clear Keith Ingram somehow. And 59 to the outside. Joseph Bobek nearly getting into his back end. You see Patrick Connell with that front end damage. It's definitely holding him back just a little. Yeah, Patrick Connell not able to really be glued to the rear end of the 24 because of that front damage, but I don't really think it matters here. I think at Auto Club, the draft is just so much that the damage, the levels of damage really aren't as important. Keith Ingram down the front straightaway. In the 01 machine, Patrick Connell looking to the inside of the 24 of Joseph Bobek. And that's how you're going to be able to make passes here. You got to go to the cut these drivers down on the inside of the front straightaway. That's how you are going to be able to pass these cars in this race. 11 laps to go here at Auto Club. Patrick Connell has made his way to the outside, being the 3rd car in that train with Wyatt Blair. Keith Ingram in the 01 car with the lead. David Levine. And I wonder if these guys know that they are able to pass beneath the white line down the back straightaway. So that is a move that you can make. And on the last lap, you might expect it to happen. That might be the only opportunity to clear someone. But David Levine making his debut. Clinton Woodby made his debut. Street Stock's old Atlanta last race. Oh, there goes Wyatt Blair around up the front end of Patrick Connell. And it's George Carafides. Wyatt Blair spinning around. It looks like the whole field going to really make their way through. Wyatt Blair goes around for a spin. Contact with Patrick Connell. And George Carafides looks like made contact with the inside wall. It has been a tough race for Backmarker Motorsports. A lot of their cars having problems. Meanwhile, there's Backmarker Motorsports' car with the lead of the race, but that's going to really spread out this pack with 10 laps to go. We stay green. Everyone was able to really save their race cars for the most part. Now Keith Ingram with full help down the back straightaway with 3 other cars. Keith Ingram in the 01 still leading this race. Landon Slagan on the outside. Look at this. Bow back to the inside of David Levine. Levine forced to the outside. Oh, contact the 59 around in the front of the field. Going to take out one of the top competitors. Back at the racetrack and into Tanner Tager and Matt Reek. And that's going to bring out a caution flag. 3 cars spinning. Oh, Darrell Wright collected as well. David Levine, it's a 4-car crash. Towards the back half of the field. Looks like Joseph Bobeck looking to make a move to the inside. It was a good move. He had him there, and I think David Levine ends up just coming right back down on him. So a 4-car crash going to allow Coulter to tow. Man, that car is good as new somehow. I don't know. Don't really know what to say about that. Tanner Tager involved here in this one. We're going to take a look at what happened up front here. So yeah, the 24 you see makes a move to the inside of the 59. Watch this, the 59 just comes down on him right there. 24 risked it with the move, but the 59 really kind of just came down on him. It was easily avoidable. Watch this, Patrick Connell gets, no, that's Chase Modzalewski who's running another plain black scheme. He's made his way back up through. Oh, and right there, back up the racetrack went the 59. Look at the 17 at Darrell Wright. Oh, man. Some hard contact, but I think Netcoach saved him here. No, there's still big, oh, yeah, there's big damage to that left front. Potentially suspension, and it could be race ending for Darrell Wright. This already took a fast repair. The 59 back up the racetrack into Tanner Tager, into Matt Reek. These guys able to avoid without significant contact, but unfortunately, Darrell Wright collected. Let's watch from his perspective. Up the racetrack, and man, oh. Yeah, look at that. He thought the 59 was going to spin at a faster rate up the track, so he cut it low and ended up driving right into him. Just a unfortunate misjudgment of circumstances right there, and got to wonder if he's going to try to repair that car, but it looks like for now he's staying in the race. See Patrick Connell, he's up on the racetrack, potentially taking some repairs here as well. David Levine in the pits was up front all race. Cole Trudeau is now going to be back in the top 10, it looks like, after all that. But a handful of cars in the pits. This should be a 6-lap shootout by the time we are ready to go for the restart. Keith Ingram still leading. No one really able to find their way around this number 01 machine. Keith Ingram just about has led every lap this race. But it's going to be real interesting to see what goes down as we get these 6-lap shootouts in. Going to be hitting the 1 lap to green here. We've got a lot of cars, a good portion of cars in contention. See Chase Modzalewski, probably. Oh man, hopefully I didn't mess this guy's name up too. I've been calling him Brian Webb. It's Brandon Webb in the 12. So we've been messing up like 3 different names tonight. Our apologies. We got that right now. See what our YouTube chat is saying as we get to the latter portion. It's got 13 cars. George, you better win from Savage Judge 45. The only rich chat was consistent flow, about 15 viewers all stream long. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Here's George Carafides, who ended up spinning around. Yeah, it looks like we're not going to have time to take a look at that one with Wyatt Blair, Patrick Connell. Those guys past history from numerous series, and it looks like Wyatt Blair might actually be restarting behind Patrick Connell here if he's able to catch up in time. But it's Keith Ingram who will start from the pole of this restart, and this pack consists of 13 cars. And now 14 cars as Tanner Tager catches up to the field. Tanner Tager collected in that one. Not sure if he took a fast repair out of that one. It did seem like bad contact. But Tanner Tager was involved in the one wreck with J.D. Stockwell. And Daryl Wright has called it quits. The car is too terminally damaged. Daryl Wright in the 17 is out of the race. But Landon Slagan in the 91 on the outside starting second. He's had a fast car all race long. See Wyatt Blair back there starting up on the outside. Not sure what his motives are, but he does drop back, so he won't get kicked. 6 laps to go for Keith Ingram and company. But going back to Slagan, he's got a fast car, made his way up through the field, and is now in position with enough help to potentially win. How desperate do you be if you're Brandon Webb in the number 12? Believe we've had 3 cautions in this race, and there's about a split pack here. The pack has kind of separated their way. Down the back straightaway, lanes are dead even. Keith Ingram just with the nose ahead. Chase Modzelewski, we don't know what happened to Chase Modzelewski, but something happened to him earlier. He's going to get into the 12. An impressive save, but the 12 is going to get into the 91. He's able to continue the save as Chase Modzelewski forced the issue. He stays behind the 12. Yeah, aggression. Chase Modzelewski has front end damage. So somehow, some way he got wrecked earlier. It was in the pits after leading, so we've missed something. But either way, he's climbed his way back through the field. And a split breakaway in the back. Patrick Connell's got a damaged front end. I'm surprised he hasn't taken a fast spray yet. That damage is going to really take him out of contention in that number 10 machine. But it's Keith Ingram up front. Aggressive pushing, get more aggressive. We got Brandon Steele on the outside with Joseph Bobek pushing him behind. Ingram sideways nearly off the front end of Landon Slagan. 5 laps to go. Coming to 4 to go. The pushing going to get more and more aggressive. Oh, Matt Everett's into Justin Wallace and Corey Williams making contact. Everyone getting split apart back here. It's going to really cause some problems. Tony Deakins in the 77 with Tanner Tager trying to catch up to this lead group. A little bit of a breakaway. Tager pulls to the outside there. That's battling for, looks like, the 8th place spot. With 4 to go, this outside lane is starting to be dominant. More dominant than the inside. Oh, maybe clear. Oh, the 21 clears Keith Ingram. Oh, we got him spinning in the back. Number 23, Matt Everett's. Wyatt Blair amongst a couple cars collected. Matt Everett's back up the racetrack. You got Matt Reek. That's teammates with Patrick Connell pushing him. That's all the way out back. Meanwhile, up front, that's going to be, believe, Brian Cross in the 78. Back up front, they're 3 wide. Chase Modzelewski. Yeah, Keith Ingram somehow got by the 21 car. Pushed him up the racetrack while we were looking at the chaos in the back. And Keith Ingram, just like that, is taking the lead once again. And whatever happened, I don't think Brandon Steele's too happy about it. It is a split pack breakaway here. This front group has pulled away from that second pack. And it looks like we're going to have 9 cars in the running for the win here if this stays green. 3 laps to go. Keith Ingram up front. He's got Joseph Bobek who's making his debut along with Brandon Steele. All these guys looking for something to happen. Leaning on each other's doors. Oh, Tanner Tager around in the number 2. He's going to have to get his way back up the racetrack somehow, some way. Back in the pack, they still go crazy, splitting, separating, cars trying to make a move. Cole Trudeau able to pass up that Patrick Connell machine. Keith Ingram with the lead, coming to 2 laps to go. Once we hit the white flag, there will be no more cautions in this race. Oh, Chase Modzelewski going to get turned in front of the field. The 77 of Tony Deakins. Chase Modzelewski collected, and the caution is going to wave. Back down the racetrack, Brandon Steele goes, collecting Matt Reek, Matt Everett's, and numerous other cars. It's the big one. The big one here, coming to 2 laps to go, and the caution is out. Caution waves once again. Looks like the number 78 car, Brian Cross, with some damage off the right front. And that one, Tony Deakins, looks like potentially causing that one there. Let's see what happened. It was getting aggressive. You just knew something was going to go down. Take a look at what happened here. The number 77 car. Oh, Chase Modzelewski gets up the racetrack and really puts the 77 with nowhere to go. This could have lifted, but this late in the race. And him getting into the 48 spot in the 21 around. There's where Brian Cross got his damage. Tanner Tager involved. Watch this. Whips the car back around. And he's going to get up into the 48, and this is going to slam Chase Modzalewski into the outside wall. Hard contact right there. A tough angle to hit. And watch the 21 car. He goes down the racetrack, collects Justin Wallace and Matt Reek. Oh, and Matt Everett piles in. He's going to be out of the race already. Has used his fast repairs. You hate it for Matt Everett. One of the underdogs in the field. Justin Wallace, he's got big damage. I'm not sure if he's also down a fast repair or not, but one of the other new regulars here. He's done the last like 4 races, Justin Wallace. Corey Williams, I believe, was able to get by. Oh, yeah, right here. I was wondering what happened here. It looks like with no damage. Looks like the car didn't register that damage there from the 78 coming down. Either way, we got quite the lineup here for this, what will be a 2-lap shootout. Run this caution out once again here. But it's the 01 of Keith Ingram, who has led just about every lap in the race, but finally Brandon Steele. That makes me think back to what happened earlier. Let's see what happened here. How did the 21 lose the outside? Oh, wow. I think he just left it. Take a look. Ah! Wow, that's just a move you can't make. I mean, he just left the outside and gave way too much space. Allowed Joseph Bobeck to the middle. And it just gifts Keith Ingram the lead right back. Now, I feel like once you get to that inside, you got to hang on to that inside once you get there. You know, you got to keep that inside lane once you get there. Because all race long, you try to get down there. And then Brandon Steele has now used his fast repair and wrecked out with that move to the outside. So that's just what happens. Calculated moves need to be made. Patrick Connell, I believe, still on the racetrack here. The number, ironically enough, he's got Wyatt Blair right behind him. These guys have been going at it all race long. Patrick Connell not pitting, which in my opinion would be smart to pit. That car, I don't think it's going to go anywhere with that front damage. But what's impressive to me, Patrick Connell got that front damage from that little tiny contact early on. Meanwhile, Coltrane fully blasting into cars with a clean car. It seems to be able to hold the pack well. Incredible. iRacing, weird damage procedures considering to strike. It'll be overtime. SimStock overtime here on the MC Motorsports YouTube channel. We got 16 watching for this 2-lap shootout. Let's bring these overlays back on so we could see exactly what is going on. Keith Ingram not running his McDonald's scheme for this race, but you know, hoping for the best in the CarQuest parts. It is a 13, will be 14 car pack. I believe George Karafides will be able to catch up in time, but it looks like Chase Modzalewski and Tony Deakins are going to be a lap down and too late to getting their laps back. Tony Deakins might have time to get a lap back here as they go into the corner. That'll be risky. I don't know. We'll have to see if Tony Deakins tries to get laps back in time. But he is a lap down. We'll have to see. Looks like he's going to park it behind potentially the 21. But either way, we're heading to the restart zone. Keith Ingram in the 01. Can he hang on once again and get his 3rd career win, which would make him the winningest SimStock driver? Through the restart zone we go. Green flag in the air. 2 laps to go. And a good launch once again for Keith Ingram, who's been nailing it all night long. And there's that 77 getting his lap back there, which could be an interesting factor. Does that 77 give enough draft off the front end of these race cars? Oh, and there's Chase Modzalewski, who's also getting a lap back as well. Chase Modzalewski up front. I guess he got a lap back. There's nothing much we can do about it. It's going to put lap traffic already in the mix with 2 laps to go. Thought about giving him a drive-through or something to get him out of the way, but there's simply really nothing we can do. Look at this, a breakaway. Damaged cars are leading this second pack. And that's going to allow a 4-car breakaway at the front of the field with a lap car. Chase Modzalewski up in the mix. And this is going to be real interesting. Where do you go if you're Keith Ingram here? Are you going to sit behind the 48 car? That's a lap car. White flag in the air. Keith Ingram looking to the outside of Chase Modzalewski. Last lap from Auto Club Speedway. Chase Mazalewski pulls it off to the apron. Landon Slagan, he's going to have to try to make a move. He looks to the inside. It's a 4-car breakaway at the front of the pack. Tony, oh! Keith Ingram gets turned around in the wall. We got one on its side. Oh, a horrendous crash in the back. That's going to be down to 2. 2 cars up front. Landon Slagan and Brandon Webb in the number 12, side by side with the lap car in the mix. Tony Deakins, the lap machine, in the way. He pulls off the racetrack. Great courtesy of the leaders. And through the final time through turns 3 and 4, Landon Slagan. Can he hold on as they come to the checkered flag? Making their way to the start-finish line. Oh, contact is made. It's going to be Landon Slagan. Victorious at SimStock once again. Landon Slagan going to get his first career SimStock win in his debut race. Landon Slagan going to go to victory lane. And Keith Ingram got turned. The story of a lot of his races, he goes around, and Landon Slagan victorious in the number 91 car. What a last lap with the lap cars. Chaotic events. Right there. Landon Slagan victorious, and here's Keith Ingram. After all that, leading multiple laps, will end up finishing 13th. Landon Slagan, hard to do a burnout with the damaged race car. Let's see exactly what took place. And Chase Mazalewski, that lap car, really forced Keith Ingram out of his preferred line. And that opened the door for Slagan. The question is, what happened? Oh, Ingram slips up the racetrack. You see there's opportunities on the bottom, and what happened? Oh, the 91 got into him. Shoved him up the track right into the 24. Look at this hit. Oh, watch this down the racetrack here. And the 78 nearly goes upside down. That's so unfortunate for Brian Cross in the 78 car. And here there's more chaos. Got Cole Trudeau. I mean, it was pack racing all the way through here. Cars trying to hang on. You see Patrick Connell in the mix. The whole field really collides. I mean, Brandon Steele here in the 21, that is. But, man, Keith Ingram, Brian Cross, I mean, he got really high up in the air. Take a look at it from another angle. Oh, nearly upside down. That 78 win. That's how hard that contact was. And I'm not sure what happened here to Cole Trudeau and George Karafides that got them all over the place. Oh, Cole Trudeau got into the 78. Oh, that's just tough luck for the 78. Oh, he gets into phases right through George's car. Man. Anyway, looking at the finish of the race, the 91 and the 12. Yeah, I think the 12 got screwed right here by the lap car. I think he was thinking the 77 was going to stay in the middle. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. He ends up pulling off the racetrack. Should have done it earlier, but still good of him to do that. And then coming to the start-finish line, Landon Slagan was able to door his way to the win. By close margins, Tanner Tager with another podium nearly was able to get that one done. Almost had that one. Landon Slagan going to be victorious. Well, let's see if we can bring up our next session here. Let's see if we can talk to our winner. I believe we'll actually be able to talk to our winner here tonight, Landon Slagan. See if we can hear from him. Trying to find him. I don't think he's in the Discord, but let's give him a call. See if we can get an interview from our race winner. All right, Landon Slagan, it is Marty Cmejla in the MC Motorsports booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, congratulations, man. Crazy circumstances there on that last lap. You had a fast car all the race. How'd you get it done for your first SimStock win?
Well, coming to one to go, I kind of knew I plan was just shove, I think it was the O1 out as far as I can, try to build a run on him. I got him a little loose off of 2, feel bad for him. Turned him up, I think. Just bad timing, bad push on me. Then just got some help from a lapped car with a bit of a slipstream and dueled to the line. I don't even know what number, I can't lie, but it was a ton of fun.
All right, we appreciate the interview. And next race, we do have the mini stocks at the Legacy Charlotte, so we hope to see you then. Congratulations on the win. All right, that was Landon Slager we just had a word with. So we will be getting this session up shortly. Race 1 went a little bit longer than what we were anticipating, so bear with us here. As we that's cool. I'm also getting race pictures. Each race we take pictures of each race, all race for content purposes. So kind of a cool one there at the 78 up in the air. Not even that second time, but the first time. Tough race for Ryan Cross there, who ended up, unfortunately, up in the air both times. He ended up wrecking. So that is just bad, unfortunate luck there for him. And that session almost, wow, I think we almost reached the time limit on that session there. Because each race has a time limit, each session, so. Yeah, we did, no, we didn't even, I don't know what I'm saying. The session just closed out its scoring. But that's pretty much what has to happen. But yeah, what a fun race it was there. Definitely a kart track combo that must be revisited more, because it is a fun race to watch. 3 wide racing every lap pretty much. I mean, just fun action all the way through. But unfortunately, if you were collected in a wreck, it ain't going to be fun. But, you know, you got the next race, mini stocks, to enjoy as well. Yeah, those lap cars really made it interesting. He gave just enough draft, I think, for Landon Slager to be able to beat those cars that he was able to beat. But, man, Keith Ingram, oh. He got turned. I mean, he got turned hard. Landon Slager was off the front and he apologized to him. We heard him in the interview. We will see if he does the next race or not, Landon Slager, that is. So try to go 2 for 2. He seems to have good pace in these street stock cars. And we'll see if Trading Paints ends up coming back for us as well in this next race. But we are out of there, and it is time to make the next session. All right, server details. It's going to be a start now. We got our admins. Time limit. We're going to do 20 minutes of practice, 5 minutes of qualifying, and a 35 lap race. Cars, we got going to X out of these street stocks, and we're going to add in the mini stocks at the Charlotte 2018 oval setup. Fixed setup race. Go to our racetrack. And then we've seen Charlotte before, the modern Charlotte, the 2018 version. We go to the 2008 version of this racetrack. Here tonight, track options is going to allow 30 people in this field. Should fill out. It's a free car, free track. We had 20 at Auto Club. I know I say that a lot, and we only ended up getting 20, but I really feel like this one should fill out. We've always filled out our free tracks. Afternoon race with clear weather, with all the normal stuff, track conditions, and that session should be good enough to go. Gonna make that purchase now. And that session will be up. Jacob Malone in the voice chat. Sounds like he might be returning to the racetrack for race number 2. Really interesting. That's all it is. All we got to say about the situations that we've seen here tonight as we wait for that session to go up. Jacob Malone, Caden Gulo, Chase Maslowski, Cole Trudeau, George Curvey, Jackson Cotton, and Michael Good. Yeah, already, this could fill up really quickly, actually, here we're talking. Like, this could be a quickly... This could be a quickly filling up session. So if you're watching the stream and you're hoping to race, just search SimStock, and any time that session should be up. And there it is for me. So register on in. We'll be back. All right, we are back in, and it's going to be time to let everyone know our session is up for race 2, mini stock at Legacy Charlotte Motor Speedway, 2008 version of the oval. So that is up, and we will see. Well, you know, first of all, we'll see if the trading paints want to get fixed up for us, and it will not. It'll be another race of default paint schemes for tonight. We've never raced here at the Legacy Charlotte before. We've done normal Charlotte, but the question is, what are the differences in the racetracks? But we are going to wait to show you guys the cars on track as we set up our camera angles, but we always have great racing here at Charlotte. This is going to be a heck of a race, I feel like. Full of action-packed racing always at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Great camera angles as well to watch the action unfold. Various options. Got a lot of racers actually returning to the racetrack from who were in the previous race. We're just setting up our camera angles right now, so we can give you viewers the best racing speed. Already nearly 20 cars loaded in. Still trying to set up these camera angles. But pretty much everyone who raced last race is back, and we just had, now all of a sudden we got 3 completely new names that have just joined in. Three completely new names that have joined in. This is easily going to be a full race. It's already... we might even be able to advance the session here. We got so many cars in already. But we will give it some time. "35 laps of racing." All right. Well, looks like we are ready to show everyone what we got going on here. As you can see, cars on the racetrack. Let's see who we got. We're not ready. We're not ready just yet. Just not yet. We got to fix our overlays here. Training paint still not going to be working. But for now, we try to get our overlays working here. And there they are. So here we go. We got racing action here on the racetrack in practice. We got Jackson Cottingham back in the number 8 car. The number 17 of Wyatt Blair is back as well. The 15 of Joseph Bobek is back. We got Corey Williams back as well. A lot of cars making their return. Chase Modzalewski. And additionally, we got the 728 Jason Hubble making his debut in SimStock. 17 of Wyatt Blair. Here's Thaxton Eisenhower in the number 21 making his debut. Michael Earl making his debut, owner of the MMS Motorplex race team. Great to see him making his debut. Jacob Yoder in the number 19. Another new racer. Caden Gulo back in the 48. Justin Wallace back in the number 75. Tanner Tager back in the number 53. Number 16 back up, Matt Reek. Joseph Gendron in the number 20 car back as well. Michael Good back in the 24 car. Brad Cmejla in the all-black number 83 is back as well. After a week absence last week, he is back behind the wheel. Hoping for some success tonight. But very interesting nonetheless on the racetrack right here today. So let's see, who else do we have loaded up? Yeah, a lot of this is going to be random names filling in these sessions here. We got Cole Trudeau in here as well. Ezra Guecho in here as well. Jacoby Maines is back in the number 66. So we will have to make sure that he... Because remember, we kicked him last race for... We kicked him last race because he was getting too many laps back 2 times in a row. And there he is, back in the 66 car. So great to have him again. Hopefully able to make up for the problems. And look at this. Future leaks for future car track combos right here. We got Tanner Tager running here on the road course racetrack of this track. All sorts of big jumps and big action in the infield. So we will likely potentially advance this session once we get a full field of cars. But we'll see. We might run all the 10 minutes. Still a lot of new drivers once again making their debuts in SimStock despite the circumstances. But yeah, this is going to be a great race. I think it's going to be a wreck fest, but still going to be great racing action. I don't see Keith Ingram on the racetrack yet. I don't even know if he's in the session. How many do we even have? Already have 24 in, and Keith Ingram is one of them. He is one of them. Todd Rempler has registered. Casey Bristow. Alonzo Morales. So there is all sorts of new names, and this might be our first ever 30-car field. Yes, we've had 30 registrations before. Yes, we've had that. Here's Ezra Guecho on the racetrack. Saw some of the behind the scenes there, it looks like accidentally. But Ezra Guecho on the racetrack here in the 43. But we were talking about a full car field. Yes, we've had 30 enter a race, but we haven't had 30 actually start and take the grid, because usually there's 1 or 2, 3 people that leave, you know, right when the gridding starts. So this is going to be a wild deal of circumstances here tonight. It's 35 laps, not 30, so because we're only doing 2 tonight, so a little longer of a intermediate race for the mini stocks. But Usually we've been also doing mini stock races during the nighttime conditions as well. Here's Jacoby Maines back in the 66. Got Chase Motzalewski, Jacob Yoder, Baxton Eisenhower, Corey Williams, Joseph Bobek, Michael Earl, and Keith Inger back in the CarQuest machine. I will be right back. I'm going to just do some laps around the house a little bit, sitting for a long time. And we will be right back for qualifying action. And with that, we are back, and we have a full 30-car registration field, I believe. With that, we can advance the session. We got 31. What the hell is even that? We got 31 cars in a 30-race session. Unless that's me. I don't know, but we got all sorts of. That's gonna be wild. I don't even know if we got the logistics to be able to handle one of this, but we are gonna be sending it right to qualifying right away. Todd Rempfer, Preston Day, Jacob Yoder. New names everywhere here in the SimStock series. This is going to be a tough one. But either way, it's time for qualifying. 2 laps of qualifying. And we will 2 to green the start, so we can get everyone situated. But Chase Modzalewski, the first to be out on the racetrack. Got Jackson Cottingham in the number 8. Tanner Tager is back on the track. Brad Cmejla back on the racetrack. Caden Gulo on the 48 back on the track. Michael Good. Joseph Babek. Landon Slagan back in the 91, trying to go 2 for 2. Thaxton Eisenhower making his debut. Got Jacob Yoder in the 19. Alonzo Morales in the 28. Ezra Gawecho in the 43. Corey Williams in the 13. Todd Remfer in the 29. Wyatt Blair in the 17. Keith Ingram in the 01. Justin Wallace in the 75. We got Dave Oliveri in the 30. Casey Bristow back behind the wheel in the number 33. Joseph Gendron in the number 20. Michael Earl with MMS Motorplex making his debut. Jordy Habart making his debut. Jason Hubble making his debut, running the triple digits. And back around with the same group of cars. We'll have to see any new names getting their way on the racetrack. Thaxton Eisenhower, George Karafides. This is anyone's race. With how many cars are here, it is anyone's race. We're going to see some crazy stuff unfold. Crazy stuff is... I mean, these cars barely can handle it themselves, just running on the racetrack with 10 cars in a pack. Here's Cole Trudeau back in the 47. Corey Williams, top of the board. He raced last race. Don't remember where he finished, but he is back. We're getting ready to witness an all-time race here in the SimStock series. Should be the first 30-car field. And even if someone leaves, we should be able to get everyone in. We got Michael Earl as my friend in the chat. Good to see. Good to have some fans tuning in. We hope it goes well for him. Landon Slagan won the most recent race. Chase Modzalewski jumps to the top of the board. You just see names on the left side going all over the place. Caden Gulo lays down a heater, though. Brad Schmiel ends up 9th on the boards. Landon Slagan around. Trying to see if there's any other paint schemes to look at. Here's Todd Remfer in the 29. Matt Reek, Justin Wallace, Alonzo Morales in the 28 car. Look at all these names jumping to the top of the board. Caden Gulo still fastest. Jason Hubble in the 721, and he is going to end up 16th. So with that, we will introduce our scroll on our timing board, our split, so we could see positions 21 through 30, as we will definitely will be needing that for this one. 26 cars have laid down a lap time, which is already breaking records. A record-filled SimStock race here on a Monday night, just because it's a free track and a free car. The main reason behind it. Marik's still on the racetrack, looking to complete his second lap. Caden Gulo still by significant margins, top of the board. Keith Ingram up to 6th. Dave Oliveri in 9th in the 30 car. A lot of the new names starting up front, and only 2 cars are left on the racetrack. So this is going to be an interesting one. Now it looks like we might be ready to start the race here. Looks like we're going to let this ride out, it looks like. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez looking like he's not going to make a lap. But we do have one out of the session still, so it looks like it'll be a 29-car field. Just not going to get that 30-car field just yet. One car is withdrawn, it looks like. But it's Matt Reek on the racetrack in the number 16, who has already set a qualifying lap in the 26th position. So a tough dead last for Matt Reek, a tough situation there. Additionally, we have, looks like 3 cars who are electing not to qualify and start at the rear. An all-time field here in SimStock. 30 cars, a full field, so full that we were able to advance the session right away. And with that, the cars are off the racetrack, and we will let everyone know how this goes. Fellas, we got our last race of the night in SimStock. It is mini stocks at the Legacy Charlotte. This is breaking records, this field. This is the most cars we have ever had start a SimStock race in history of our series here. This is the 17th running of SimStock races, and we got 30 cars, a full field here tonight, lined up and loaded, so we got a lot of new names. So everyone, just be respectful. These mini stocks are slipping and sliding out of control. We're going to try to throw cautions for wrecks that are more in the front of the field tonight. Bigger wrecks as well, so if you spin in the back, just wait for that caution to happen up in the front of the field. But we are live on MC Motorsports. This race is being broadcasted live on the MC Motorsports YouTube channel, so you can watch it at the end. We got 35 laps. Probably going to get a lot of wrecks and cautions, so we'll just have to see what happens, but everyone does have one fast repair. And lap cars, you are able to get laps back on the outside against the wall. Get laps back. So keep that in mind. We'll clear those black flags once the restart happens. Speaking of restart, make sure the control car goes in the restart zone and there is no jumping the start anywhere in the back, or as the control car will be disqualified if anyone in the back ends up jumping the start. So this is going to be an interesting race here today. We got a lot of cars in, also under caution. Make sure lead lap cars are wrapped inside if you're a lead lap race car. That back on the outside, so just make sure that we're, being respectful and clean. We will ban you if you're trolling. We will ban you if you're intentionally wrecking. We will ban you if you're being just a menace on the racetrack. We got our Discord link. If you want to do more races, we'll be back Thursday night with more racing action. Join our Discord to see all the full rules lined up. Live stream description, you can see that there. Anyways, guys, good luck. Have a good race. Have fun. This race, I'm also going to try experimenting with being in the voice chat during the race meeting. I won't be able to hear any of you guys speak, but I will be able to talk over you guys if there's someone who's confused or not following where they should be or something like that. So let's get this thing started at 35 laps, one fast repair. Be respectful and clean. Good luck. Guys, breaking news. I just said I was going to be in the race control voice chat throughout the race. That will not be happening because I can't get it to work right now when I'm broadcasting, so that's unfortunate, but looks like we'll just have to follow the rules naturally. Let's get going. And you can already tell the race is going to be chaotic just by simply hearing the voice chat. And look at this. What a field of cars. Looks like 27 cars, not 30, but I think this ties our record here, actually. 27 cars, still the most we've had in a long time on the racetrack here. Caden Gulo won the pole, and with that, he's got Morales on his outside. We are ready to start the racing action. Through the restart zone, they're going to go for the first time. 35 laps. The green flag is going to be underway. We are underway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Caden Gulo, Keith Ingram, Alonso Morales, and Justin Wallace are top four. Already got cars on the outside, number 13. Cars stacking up at the top lane. You got Michael Earl in the 4, who elected to start for the pits. A smart strategy, in my opinion. Through turns 1 and 2, looking at our widespread camera, looks like majority of the field able to make it through the first set of corners. Oh, we got a car with their engine blown here on the back. Oh, they're piling in. Hovered around, multiple cars, landed Slagan. It's a big crash on the back straightaway, but it looks like for the most part, majority of the field able to make their way through. It looks like Landon Slagan might have blown his engine coming to the restart, or as he was getting through the gears. I believe that is what the case was. And, I think this race, what we're going to see is some trolls. I think we're going to see some lap cars doing some devious things, cars parked in the middle of the racetrack. I think we're going to see that for the first time in SimStock history tonight. And already a lot of new names got taken out in that first crash, like the number 700, whatever, 721 in the pits there. Oh, big block throw by Alonso Morales over Keith Ingram into turn 3. And up in the outside wall goes Corey Williams. Oliveri gets into him. The 27 of Hammond also making a move. Michael Good having a push. Or 3 wide right here. You see Brad Cmejla, number 13, charging through the field early. Keith Ingram. Didn't take long for Keith Ingram to get the lead here in the number 01 machine. Already the field kind of spreading their way out. Number 16 back on the racetrack. Might have already had to take a fast spur. It was a pretty big wreck on the first lap there, but due to the size of the field, we're not trying to throw cautions every second. It was happening way in the back. Landon Slagan, I think, just got in the wrong gear on that restart. These cars have 5 gears. That's 5 gears to worry about. Hitting perfectly. Oh, the number 6. That's Chase Mazzaluski going to get into Justin Wallace. Brad Cmejla has to take evasive action. And back at the racetrack, the 75 goes collecting the 17 machine. The 4 could be collected. We got a wreck it hard on the front straightaway. Big wreck. Cars upside down. Joseph Bobek up and over. We got George Karafides piling in. Multiple cars end up wrecking during the second half of this one. Michael Earl making his way through. The 29 of Redfern, the 29 machine making his way through the number 21 machine. And all sorts of chaos and problems right off the start. And stuck upside down is Joseph Bobek. Pure chaos off the start of this one. Let's see what happened here. We're riding with Justin Wallace. This is where things all got out of proportions. Justin Wallace was running 4th. Got pushed up the racetrack by Chase Mazzaluski. I think netcode that way. That was all netcode right there. And then it got real chaotic. I think I see it. Very similar to Texas from our 3rd ever race. Something happened just like this, and that was ironically enough Chase Mazzaluski there too. Chase Mazzaluski here gets slowed down, and they all stack up and wreck. Oh, right here they go 5 wide. You see the 8 of Jackson Cotty making his way through, turning Mazzaluski around. Michael Good gets collected, and oh my goodness, up in the air hard goes the number 15 of Joseph Bobek. A huge flip up in the air. Piling his way through goes the 29, and then other cars had to make their way through. See, I'm not sure how George Karafides got collected in this. Oh, almost upside down. He gets turned off the front end of the 44 car. Casey Bristow making his way through. Let's take a look if we can see from our widespread camera angle just to see how this looked. Right here, look at that. They're 5, 6 wide. Cars trying to find a way to go. And they all just pile in. See George Karafides get clipped. Matt Reek in the 16 sneaking his way by. Casey Bristow had to make his way through. But it looks like... Yeah, I don't know. At this point, you don't really know. A lot of cars made their way through the pits. And that's where they find themselves right now. 2 to green here. And we see the rundown. Alonso Morales. Let's see what happened on the first lap of the race. Because there is already developments happening with Landon Slagan there on lap number 1. So let's see what took place. Landon Slagan started, but looks like in the 10th spot. Now watch this. Listen to this car. Oh! Going through the gears. Blows up. And... oh, back here there was already wrecking. Oh, he gets clipped by the 44. That sends him right into Casey Bristow. And watch this. Hard hit. Oh, man. Matt Reek already... actually, big damage, bigger than we thought. Let's see what happened back here with the number 721. Because they were all... oh, wow. This was just chaotic back here. Michael Earl is entering the racetrack. And there were 3 wide cars trying to get all they could. And the 721. Looks like the 20 of Gendron just doesn't know the 17 was there. And George Karafides already got clipped. And it was a pretty big, solid wreck in the back. Gendron back up and around. Well, with that, we were ready to get this one back underway. And Habart is out of the race. Bobek is still in the pits. And it looks like everyone else is still on the racetrack. George Karafides getting laps back, but it's Alonso Morales in the 28 car making his debut in SimStock, who was going to be starting from the lead here on this restart. Going to be interesting to see. Got Brad Cmejla up there in the 7th spot with Ezra Guecho on the 43. Going to be 3rd. Kenny Gould, Pulsar. Cole Trudeau also up in contention. Tanner Tager. Well, let's see if we can get some more laps in. Joseph Belbeck, I believe, just getting that thing towed right now. Tough deal. He was in position to win last race at Auto Club. Ends up upside down. Nowhere to go. Anyway, through the restart zone, it's going to be Alonso Morales, the control car, with Keith Ingram on the outside. And there is no restart zone at this racetrack. So that's interesting right there. Now, our next caution, we're going to have to specify when to go now because there is no restart zone on the track. So no one really has an idea where to go. That's going to really spread out this field because no one really has a true idea when to actually go. So the 28 car, Keith Ingram already making bold moves to the inside. Oh, close contact racing, close quarters. Off the racetrack, 28 might not appreciate the move. I don't know. Oh, nearly into the right rear quarter panel of the 01 machine. Down the wide. I like this track. It has this widespread camera angle. We're able to look at the whole field in one view, see what's going on for just a brief moment. It looks to be about a 8-car pack here that is pulled away from a second group of cars. As you can see, complete pull away from the second. Oh, Alonso Morales. Oh, the 43. Ezra Gawacho, contact made. Cole Trudeau, Oliveri, all sorts of new names up front here in this main pack. And that little scuffle is going to allow this second pack to close right in. Here's Corey Williams in the 13. And Jacob Yoder in the 19 already making their way through. And Keith Ingram, is it going to be the same old story where he leads a bunch of laps, ends up getting turned out of it at the end? Or will we see differences in circumstances? Going into turn 2, I like this view right here we're about to see. It looks like we got car. Oh, we got a wreck in the back. Car on it upside down at the tail of the field. Who is it? Looks like the 21 of Eisenhower. Oh, and Jackson Cunningham going to run right into him. It's at the way tail back portions of the field. We keep it green. And we got a lap car up here as well. Going to make things real interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That's Joseph Belbeck. It was just upside down. Oh, Ingram into the 43. Back of the racetrack. A huge crash going to unfold. The whole lead pack is going to go around. Back down. Others involved. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. Hard in the wall. Casey Bristow making his way through. The caution is going to wave. Oh, the whole front of the field just imploded. Got unparked Ezra Gawacho. Collected in that one. Making his debut, and Keith Ingram gets into him. And the 30 machine. Dave Oliveri was up front. A huge crash once again. All right, let's see what happened this time. Keith Ingram to the inside. Back this up a little, see if we can get a better view. Yeah, he just gets into the 43. I mean, he doesn't even try to turn to the inside of him. This could be an EOL penalty very well for Keith Ingram. Watch this, the 43 in the grass. Look at him crank that wheel to the left. Unable to save it. Unfortunately, Tanner Tager going to get the worst of it. He just gets right into him. And watch this. He hits the wall, and it just explodes his car right off. Now, oh, that's netcode, the 48. Look at that netcode. A huge netcode wreck. Brad Cmejla squeezing his way through. Upside down goes Tanner Tager. And he flipped right through the pack. You see others. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, Hubble, Michael Earl, Casey Bristow. A whole collection of cars were collected. Justin Wallace able to make it through this one. Ingram will get an EOL penalty for causing that one. It's rare we give out penalties like that, but in that case, it was pretty clear and obvious what took place. Look at Cole Trudeau. He's going to be leading, I think, after this. Just a clear escape to the inside. Brad Cmejla. Oh, that was a big shot for the number 28 here. Look at this. Oh, wow. He just... It's actually small contact. Not necessarily a big shot for him. Vicious contact. Let's ride inside the car of Brad Cmejla here. This is going to be a wild video. Let's see what happened from his perspective. Wow. The seas parted. The seas parted for him right there. with that, we're going to see Caden Gulo potentially out of the race. He says that's it, but he's still here. Let's see what happened in the back, because we had Jackson Cottingham was in the pits here. This was the number 21 car. There was a big... This guy was upside down back here. We have to see what took place. Oh. Jackson Cottingham and the 17 of Wyatt Blair collect each other. Oh, Matt Reek gets turned, and that is what flips the 21 over. He gets up in the air, rides the wall for a little bit. Others making their way through. And then Jackson Cottingham piles right into him. So that is how that's kind of started. Eisenhower here is laps down, it looks like. So, but it is 1 to green. We're going to get this thing restarted with 21 laps to go. It ends up being Corey Williams scored as the leader. Yeah, I think that's because we didn't throw the caution right away on accident. We were so mind blown by the extraordinalities of that crash that we ended up not even throwing the yellow flag. So by the time we did, it was Cole Trudeau who got kind of robbed of the lead he had. But either way, it is time to go racing once again. It'll be a 21 lap shootout. We're not even halfway yet, but we've had 2 big wrecks. Gonna be green once again, back in the air, back underway. Corey Williams with a good launch. Yeah, I forgot to tell everyone that they just got to go in green, so we'll see if they catch on. It looks like so far everyone has. But obviously, anyone can really go at any point right now. We have there's really no rule now with the no restart zone. But the norm is to go on green. That's what we want it to be. Diaz Gonzalez potentially out of the race, and Brad Cmejla getting pushes from Cole Trudeau behind. It's going to stack him up. Chase Modzalewski back there. Brad Cmejla in the 83. Back from a week off last week. Did not participate in any races, but has only done, I believe, 3 SimStock starts with best finish of 3rd. Now he's going to have a move for the lead here on the number 13 car. Where does he go? Does he push the 13, or does he try to force the issue? There he goes to the inside. Spin! Jacob Yoder into the pits in the back. Is going to be a problem for the tail end of the field, but it looks like for the most part we were able to make it through. As you see, we do. And they're lining it up on the inside here. They're straight stacking it up. Cole Trudeau, Brad Cmejla trying to gain up on the Corey Williams machine at number 13 car. For move for the lead almost. Brad Cmejla trying to make something happen. Pushing the 13. He's got Cole Trudeau behind, who's getting shoved from teammate Chase Modzalewski. Corey Williams with the lead. You see them bouncing off each other in the back. Tanner Tager trying to make a move. Caden Gulo on the outside. Oh, there they go. Deep in the field. Tanner Tager going to come back up the racetrack. No other cars collected. Keith Ingram back there in that battle. Caden Gulo making the outside now work. Oh, around goes, I believe, Rempner there in the number 29 machine. Gonna go around. Great racing back up front. Got cars all making their way through the racetrack. Corey Williams, Caden Gulo, side by side for the lead. And we now seem to have a pretty solid pack of cars. A pretty formidable and content pack. Of a good field of what looks to be about 16 cars. So a pretty big pack. One wreck up here could really do some damage. Brad Cmejla to the inside of the 13. Cole Trudeau going to split it 3 wide through the middle. As Justin Wallace is going to get real injuries. Oh, we got him wrecking in the back. Alonzo Morales and others. It's a 3-car wreck. George Carafi's collected. And up front, around they go. Caution is going to wave. It's Cole Trudeau, who just made it 3 wide, who's going to go around. And it looks like for the most part, everyone was able to make it through. But multiple things happening at once. Got the 28 going around. Let's see if we can get a look at what happened here this time. Alonzo Morales. Oh, it was Keith Ingram who made it 3 wide and ends up getting squeezed by the 43 car. Those guys might have some beef for previous incidents. But George Carafides, who seems to be just been about collected and everything tonight. And Justin Wallace once again made his way to the front and got turned. This time Cole Trudeau making his way 3 wide. Just drives right through him pretty much. Yeah, but that was so tight. Race to see Brad Cmejla slipping up right there. That's hard. Oh, wow. Cole Trudeau up in the air on top of Matt Reek, nearly upside down. Brad Cmejla had to lift out of the gas to avoid, ends up sliding on the apron. I think was able to make it through without much problems. But either way, Cole Trudeau takes a hard shot and might have to come in for a faster pair. That's just being pretty aggressive. They're making it 3 wide. Still, lots of laps left. Michael Earl, who's got his damage fixed, might have taken a fast pair of the MMS Motorplex car on the pits. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, his race might be over. Casey Bristow, more damage in the 33 car, but it'll be 2 to green. Once again, a restart with 14 laps to go, it looks like, as everyone tries to get their laps back. It is Corey Williams, who raced last race in the Street Stocks at Auto Club, who is now once again in position this time around with the mini stocks. Here's Eisenhower getting laps back on the outside. Not sure how much he's down at this point, but a lot of cars in the pits still. There's been a lot of cars just kind of going around all throughout the field. But it is the number 13 of Corey Williams. Caden Gulo still looking for his first SimStock win. Light and Fast Esports, that team in general, looking for their first SimStock win. Chase Modzalewski and other drivers done just about every SimStock race looking for the first win. Brad Cmejla also looking for his first win. Matt Reek, this is really everyone up here is looking for their first win until it's Keith Ingram back here in the 01 car, who's already won twice in his career. But otherwise, it's really everyone looking for their first career win. Cole Trudeau also has 2 wins. Forgot about him. Won in wild fashion versus Keith Ingram there on Friday night at Concord Speedway. See here, the 29. This is Todd Rempfner, who is, I think, a couple laps down at this point. And there's Joseph Bobeck, who is also getting some laps back there on the inside. Remember, he was upside down earlier. He's back on the lead lap. Number 15 car. Casey Bristow looks like a faster pair had to be taken for his car. And Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez is back on the racetrack in the number 44 machine. And George Karafides is also back on the lead lap. But we're going to go green this time no matter what. So these guys might have to have another caution for them to get caught back up to the field. But Corey Williams will lead him to the green flag for what will be a 14-lap shootout. And Caden Gulo blinking on the outside there. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Look at that. The number 48 continuing to blink. Brad Spiel going to have to try to deal with that. Number 13, Corey Williams, going to bring him to the non-existent restart zone. Green flag back in the air. They're stacking it up just a little bit on the inside. Number 13 machine. Yeah, you got to go on green now. That's how it's going to be. That's what the norm is going to be here. Brad Schmill going to try to slot in front of Matt Reek there in the fourth place spot. And now they're single file for the first 4. Aggressive pushing in the back. Chase Modzalewski, does he make a move? He does. To the inside of Corey Williams. Corey Williams opens up that opportunity. And now it's Caden Gulo, who's up to second in the 48. Slipping up the track is Michael Good with a big level of speed. The 48 can solve these blinking problems. Continues to be a big problem. It might have to send him to the back of the field. Cole Trudeau making it 3 wide on the inside. Chase Modzalewski up front. Matt Reek looking to the inside of him. Has to slot in behind. Chases Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez in the back. Corey Williams looking to the outside. Brad Cmejla not lined up with Chase Modzalewski. It's going to give this outside a big advantage. Corey Williams looking to the outside, though. Justin Wallace in the pits, excuse me. Alonzo Morales in the outside wall in the back. It looks like a very solid pack of about 12 cars. That is what this 27 field pack has turned into. And when our camera cuts out like that, it's just Caden Gulo blinking. Chase Modzalewski with the lead on the inside. That car blinking could cause some interesting problems. You see, we've already seen tonight cars phasing through each other. You have smoke on the back straightaway, so it makes you think something must have happened a little earlier. How about Wyatt Blair? He's looking through the middle in the 17 and collecting in all sorts of chaos early. But he is also making his way through. Corey Williams up the racetrack. Wyatt Blair, does he look through the middle? Now Brad Schmale just in the 83 just does not seem to have the ability to get to Chase Modzalewski's rear end, and that is hurting that inside. But Chase is still able to keep up just because the inside has that extra dominant level when it comes to the extra speed, as it's the shortest way around the racetrack. Chase Modzalewski up front. Oh, he gets a little loose exiting the corner. Down the back straightaway. Corey Williams. Caden Gould, I think, is clear on the inside. Oh! Corey Williams ends up taking it. Oh! Contact made for the lead. Oh, we got trouble in the back. Brad Cmejla spinning around on the inside. Looks like everyone able to save it for now. We stay green. No one really wrecked. There's no point of throwing a caution. But back up front, it's getting more and more intense. Number 13 of Corey Williams. Caden Gould continuing to blink out there. Number 48 car. Oh, the 13 nearly getting turned off the front end of Chase Modzalewski. Now they're going to be 3 wide for the lead. It's a 4-car pack. Extremely tight racing between Wyatt Blair, Chase Modzalewski, and Corey Williams. 10 to go here. Tanner Tager, Michael Earl in the back. With that, it really spread out this field. Cars were checking up to try to avoid that. And it results in a very spread out field here late in the race. Question is, does this go green all the way? We got Chase Modzalewski, Wyatt Blair, Caden Gould. Keith Ingram's made his way from the back all the way to the front after a penalty. Just shows how Keith Ingram really is in these cars. 3 wide once again. Corey Williams to the outside. This time making a 3 wide move. 3 wide racing right here. It's going to get real tight on corner exit, and Corey Williams is going to fall straight to the back. Oh! Contact is going to be made. Caden Gould around. He overcorrects, and it's going to bring out a caution. 3 cars around in the middle of the pack. 16 going to go down low. Matt Reek still got cars escaping, and it looks like a 3-car wreck's going to make this a late race shootout. George Karafides, everyone who was around going to get an opportunity to catch back up. But it got real sketchy real quickly. Right there between all these cars. Let's see what happened. Well, it was the 13 of Corey Williams. Just not enough room. The spatial awareness not there. And Caden Gould, who is blinking, gets clipped. What a save there to not end up hard in the outside wall. He doesn't even hit the outside wall. Unfortunately, Matt Reek turns Tanner Tager. He was trying to avoid both these guys. I think, yep, they're both going to end up making hard contact. Oh, both of them. I think already both of them potentially down a fast repair too. It's going to be a tough deal for them. So another wreck right there. Let's see what happened to cars like Brad Cmejla, who earlier was involved in trouble in this scuffle. Well, right here, this is what probably caused it. These guys were checking up. Right here, the 83 gets up into Matt Reek. Contact with him, and then Michael Good ends up really having nowhere to go there. And what a save it was by all these guys. We were able to keep that race green. And it is going to now be a shootout for this one. Potentially a 4-lap shootout is what we're looking at here. As cars are still in the pits, cars need laps back. It'll be a 4-lap shootout. And man, we got an interesting lineup. Wyatt Blair, Chase Modzalewski, Keith Ingram, Dave Oliveri, and the number 30 machine. Corey Williams, Michael Earl, who started from the pits, is up front. How about Joseph Gendron, also up front in the number 20 car? He's been in the back all race. Casey Bristow, Cole Trudeau back in contention. Michael Good, Brad Cmejla. The 16 of Matt Reek, Caden Gould. Back on the racetrack, Todd Remfer still in contention all throughout the race. But a lot of these guys have gone through trials and tribulations all throughout. See the 1 car of George Karafides, who has been involved in just about every crash tonight. Alonzo Morales, who was up front in the first laps of the race before getting turned. He's been stuck in the back, and he is still on the lead lap in 16th, it looks like. Justin Wallace is back on the racetrack, but multiple laps down. And I mean probably 10-plus laps down, the number 75 is. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, if there's enough cautions, might be able to get back on the lead lap. And it is 1 to green. Wyatt Blair looking for his first career SimStock win in the number 17 car. Going to be leading this race. Trading paint's still down, so that's why we're left with all these base schemes. But At least it matches up with the numbers on the side. Had to deal with it all throughout Auto Club. But we got quite the field. It looks like we're going to have 15 cars and 16 by the time everyone's caught up in the pack. Guys like George, they need to time this better. They need to time their repairs better. They need to time their repairs better so they can catch the field when the restart goes. It's not our responsibility to extend the caution for these guys to get caught up. They got to just time the repairs better. You can't get them all done. Wyatt Blair. Question is he going to go through the restart zone? We really can't penalize it. We never said to the drivers directly that you got to go in green, so we'll see what happens here. Oh, the outside going to get pretty stacked up here. Look at Luigi going through the pits. Oh, everyone's stacking up. The green waves, and they are wrecking on the start. A lot of cars, but everyone able to keep it straight. It's going to really spread the pack out right away. It spreads the field out with 4 laps to go, and lap traffic could play a factor. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. Wow, look at that. Look at our widespread camera. It's single file pretty much all throughout the pack from that restart stack up. The no restart zone, adding elements of confusion up front. Keith Ingram, who's gone from back to the front, is in position to get his 3rd career win to become the winningest SimStock driver in SimStock history. Got screwed out of the race last race. When does he make his move? And this is a 7-car field. Down the front stretch they go. See all the cars in the back there who kind of weren't really able to be in contention because of that restart. 3 laps to go. Michael Earl in the 4-car with MMS Motorplex trying to get in contention here. Cole Trudeau looking to the inside of Dave Oliveri, but they're side by side coming to 2 laps to go. Here's Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez in the 44. How will this field navigate around that 44 machine? Brad Cmejla trying to hang on back there in the draft race. Here's the 44 car. Throughout the pack, Wyatt Blair leads. 2 laps remain. Oh, Cole Trudeau gets into Corey Williams. Oh, they're wrecking in the back. Caution is going to wave. A handful of cars. Joseph Babek piles in, and we're going to be going into overtime. A collection of the field around Joseph Babek, who should be out of the race now. Already used a fast repair, and he's got significant damage on the front end of the 15 car. And it all started up front in the second pack, all wrecking. The 13 of Corey Williams. Colt Trudeau gets into him here. Here's a replay of exactly what took place. Colt Trudeau, well, there was the lap car right there. That really kind of probably got things all spicy here. Corey Williams was not able to get that high to the wall like Cole probably was anticipating. And around went that 13. Meanwhile, in the back, you see him wrecking here. Matt Reek, Alonso Morales, Michael Good piles into the parked car. That's going to bring Joseph Bobek with hard contact. That was just a tough deal of events. Tanner Tager once again collected. And this one started 29 of Renfrew. Gets up into Casey Bristow. Bristow, the only car to survive this melee back here. And Joseph Bobek, you see the 20 car. Was he able to make it through? Joseph Gendron, I think, was able to make it through. No damage. That's true. Will once again be another full-length caution to try to get everyone back with their laps. And repairs done in the pits. So now Keith Ingram will be starting on the outside on this restart. We're going to talk to these drivers real quick. Chase Modzalewski out of the race. All right, now what it has been brought to my attention, guys, is that there is no restart zone on this racetrack, actually. So with that, just launch when the green lights go on. I mean, I guess that's really what we could come to here. Just launch when those green lights come on at the front of your screen. But I think we do have our start zone enabled. The start zone that says like when you can go, but so if that tells you to go, like it literally says you can go then as well. But everyone's been doing a pretty good job. It seems like going when they should. So if anyone gets an extensive jump here, you will get your win stripped if you end up winning the race. So just have a clean, respectful finish.
Marty, can I pass through the grass?
Got him back up front, Wyatt Blair and Keith Ingram. You see Chase Modzalewski out of the race in the 6 car. That's what we need to ask ourselves here. What happened? Because look, Chase Montzelewski's right here. What happened to him? I saw smoke. He blew his engine. Chase Montzelewski money shifts and blows his engine. Takes him out of the race. Wow, unbelievable. He was going to start either second or third on the restart, and his engine blows. Oh! And he just takes out Brad Cmejla in the process. That's going to be, you know what? I think that's going to, hey, no bias given here with that one. No bias necessary with that one. That's going to be a multiple-week suspension for Chase Montzelewski right there. Just absolutely unacceptable. Obviously, Brad Cmejla being my father and all that. Even if it was anyone, it would have been a multi-race suspension. So that is how this happened. Brad Cmejla, big contact. Going to definitely hinder his speed on this restart, but he's going to still start 5th. So now this pack going to all get caught back up. Got them piling into each other in the back. Chaos here. Not sure what Brad Cmejla did to Chase Montzelewski that resulted in that. That's going to be a huge suspension right there. There was no contact between them all race long. Here we go. Oh! Caution is out once again. Michael Good got too many laps back, and he will be removed from the race, and it's going to wave off this restart once again. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, well, it's his lucky day. His lucky day indeed. Look at this. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez might end up on the lead lap. Michael Good getting way too much laps back than what he should. Brings out a caution here. And with that, we got to get everything situated once again in a race that has turned to absolute chaos. 1 to green on the racetrack this time. Well, it's Wyatt Blair now back on the speedway. He's going to be your leader. And that's how it's been for a long time. Chase Montzelewski, after hearing from him, said he disconnected his wheel in anger. That will give him a month or more ban. Completely unacceptable. Especially admitting to it that it was out of anger too. That's the big problem with the whole situation. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez going to be, looks like 16th, but Brad Cmejla with that damage. I don't know how bad of damage that is. We've seen damaged mini stocks like cause problems at the front of the field, lose all their speed and potential. So for Brad Cmejla, that could be what we're dealing with here. But yeah, Michael Good just gets an instant ban for simply just passing the pace car too many times. I mean, it's something you can't do. It messes up all the overlays. It screws up the whole system. So that is the only way we could solve that is just by getting him out. So unfortunately, Michael Good is going to have to get out of the session there with that one. And his top 10 streak, if that still existed, will come to an end. Here we go. Finally going to be hitting the restart this time. Wyatt Blair going to bring him to the green flag this time. Here we go. Coming to the restart zone. Wyatt Blair going to bring him underway. And the green flag is back in the air. A dead even start. Looks like everyone going when they should. 2 laps to go at Charlotte as they get into the corners. They're 3 wide in the back. Corey Williams already trying to make moves. You see some separation between Brad Cmejla and Michael Earl. Michael Earl in position to potentially get the win here. Cole Trudeau looking to make some moves happen there in the 47. How about Dave Oliveri in the 30 car? If you're Michael Earl, when do you make your aggressive move? Cole Trudeau to the inside of Brad Cmejla, able to get the clear. Cole Trudeau coming with the full head of steam through the middle. Coming to the white flag this time. And we're going to make it there. White flag in the air. Coltrane to the inside of Michael Earl. Oh, everyone trying to barely hang on. Brad Cmejla going to get turned around in the back. Hard in the wall he goes. 17 of Wyatt Blair able to try to hang on. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Keith Ingram is no help. Coltrane gets turned right in the middle of the pack. And so there was 3 through the final quarter for the final time. Keith Ingram going to get moved out of the way by Michael Earl. And coming to the checkers, Wyatt Blair, Michael Earl. Who's it going to be? At the line, it's going to be Wyatt Blair. First career win here in the SimStock Series. Wyatt Blair, first career SimStock win here at Charlotte. Wyatt Blair going to go to victory lane for the first time here in SimStock. Wow, everyone just kind of came apart on that last lap. And really it was Brad Cmejla with his damage who just couldn't get anything going. That's ultimately what let him get in turn. That's all because Chase Monzalewski right there. So that is why it is such a lengthy ban there. Pretty much ruined the complexion of the race. Wyatt Blair victorious for the first time in SimStock history. The number 17 gonna go to victory lane. Victorious. Burning it down for the first time, Wyatt Blair. Had Michael Earl get into Keith Ingram, which ultimately gave him a free opportunity there to hang on. Michael Earl, good debut, gonna finish second. Very interesting circumstances all throughout this race. But Wyatt Blair gonna get the win. See how it happened. Coming to the white here, let's see what caused this wreck. See Caden Gulo, Brad Cmejla opening up that inside. And the 48, finishing him off there. Oh, overcorrects. Ends up in the wall. It wasn't really that bad of a wreck there. Unfortunately, Casey Bristow ended up being a part of it. 83 with big damage. Then down the back straightaway here. Looks like the 30 and the 47. Oh, Cole, I think, was trying to make a move to the outside to push Keith Ingram. And unfortunately, there was not enough time. And right here, oh, Gendron had to avoid all that. That's where these guys got involved. See them all collected here, the 20 car. Ends up spinning into the inside once again. The 30 of Dave Oliveri, Cole Trudeau. A tough night for a lot of these guys. And then to the checkered flag. This is how it ultimately ended up happening. There was only 3 cars left. The 4 gonna slip up. Get into Keith Ingram's door, which is gonna send him slipping and sliding. And at that point, Earl has no help, and Wyatt Blair was just sent home cruising to his first ever SimStock win. Wyatt Blair able to get it done. What a chaotic race. Unfortunate circumstances presented all the way through. But let's talk to our race winner. See if we can get him on the horn here. All right, Wyatt Blair, you got a coffee.
What's up, Marty?
Wyatt Blair Racing gonna get their first SimStock win. Pure chaos at the end there. The whole field wrecks. It comes down to you 3. Michael Earl gets into the door with Keith Ingram, and ultimately really no competition for you when it came down to the front straightaway. How'd you get it done, and how does this feel?
Yeah, this feels insane. I mean, I fell to the back early on. I hated this car track combo, to be honest, to begin with, and just there at the end, I guess, I fell to second. I don't know how I got there. I was actually not too happy I got the bottom there. I was hoping I was going to stay second so I could get a run out of 4 if it came down to it, but looked like the car behind me just got a little bit loose, slipped up a tiny bit, then we had a drag race to the finish. I mean, it was a good finish. A lot of fun.
That is right, Wyatt Blair. It was a tough Auto Club race. Is there anyone else? Tough Auto Club race, but a great Charlotte race for you. Anyone else that you would like to shout out here as we wind down the night of SimStock action?
Yeah, I want to shout out my spotter / crew chief Joseph. Luckily, got me through that there, all these wrecks here. And yeah, thank you for announcing.
All right, Wyatt Blair victorious for the first time in SimStock. Here today. Let's see what took place here. Apparently some problems all throughout. Forgot to clear black flags. I mean, just a it was a tough race. You know, we knew it would be tough from the start there at Charlotte, but Luigi Gonzalez, I don't know how he ended up 8 laps down there. I thought he was able to get back in the lead lap somehow, some way. He ends up 8 laps down. But that is how it ends here tonight with SimStock action. We will see you potentially back Thursday night for more racing action. We will see you then. Goodbye.